Yeah. You and your pants. Hello. I'm just waiting on y'all to come in. How y'all doing? I got my grandbaby. Hey, Christy. How is everyone tonight? Hopefully everyone is doing good. I don't have my tripod set up. I had meant to be home earlier, but my father-in-law was being honored at the State Senior Citizen Awards, and we went there, and I'm just getting back. So I apologize for not having my tripod set up and whatnot. I'm gonna let a few people coming in here, Thank you, Crafty Maximus. I appreciate it. How's everybody doing? Oh, my goodness. I'm trying to wave at all of y'all. Hopefully everybody's doing good. I got my grandbaby. Say hi, Ari. Say hello. I'm in my room, and on my makeup table are captions possible. I don't know how to do that. I haven't been on Instagram Live in so long. I have no clue. Again, I'm going to try to download it and put it on my YouTube. So hopefully Hey, Realist. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Amy Amazing Plan. I think that's how you say it. Do you salt? Hi. Thank you. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. So we're just getting back from the ceremony with my father-in-law. I just want to talk for a few minutes. I'm not going to stay long. Hopefully Esterbrook will jump in and say something. All right. Let's see. Pyra's original art. All right, girl. I hear you. I love that. But thanks for jumping on. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully Esterbrook will come in and say something. But I did send them an email last night about 7:30 my time, a little bit more than 7:30, maybe 7:35, something to that effect. And I knew they were at the DC Pen Show. I actually didn't even expect a response until probably Monday. So I was giving grace until Monday. At least the minimum was Monday. So so it was really shocking when I got that message at 7:30 this morning. So it was right at 12 hours from the time I emailed to the time they emailed me back. Read the email and was like, okay, let me sit on it for a few minutes. And I think I had sat on it maybe 3 hours before I even posted it to Instagram, just to kind of gather my thoughts about the situation, trying to break down what they were saying, because I did ask them to take into account the connotation and the context of my email. So I was doing that service because I asked them to do it for me. Well, let me see if I can grab my iPad real quick. Can you hold on just a minute, mamas? Sorry, y'all. I got my grandbaby. Let me see if I can grab my iPad. And sorry if I'm moving around a lot. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by reading the email that I sent. And yes, I did post it to Instagram because I want to be completely transparent. And if y'all seen up my nose, I'm so sorry. My bad. It's not intentional, I promise. It's not intentional, I promise. Okay. There we go. So what I did was, before I even sent the email, I typed it out in the Notes app on my iPad, or did it on my phone, but of course it's all hooked to the cloud. So I typed it out in the Notes app. I let my husband read it, and then I let my friend read it, whom I originally asked, hey, did you notice that they were not including people of color? And when I say primarily when I say people of color, I mean Black individuals. I know there are different types or different ethnicities and things like that. But when I say POC, I mean people who look like me. Thank you, Real Talk with Riri. I mean people who look like myself. I probably should have specified that, but I was trying to capture the overall essence. Okay. So I said, Dear Esterbrook, and if I'm looking this way, it's because I'm reading my iPad. It pains me to send this because you are one of my favorite brands and I love your products. I have purchased many pens from the start of this hobby, and they continue to be at the top of my list. The purpose of this email is to bring awareness to something that myself and many others in the fountain pen / planning community have noticed. You have had several releases over the past year, and I wasn't just talking about this particular release with the Sakura pen and the Moomin release, because I did notice that too, and did. Over the past year, okay? After completing my research, I, along with many others, have noticed that there was not one person of color that was invited to promote your campaigns. I made a video addressing what I've seen, and I put in parentheses, I did not tag you in hopes you would see it and reach out. I was asked, why not name the company? Well, one, I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't. I mean, because you have the right to do what you want to do. You have the right to stand for what you believe in. If I'm not your target audience, I promise you, I'm out the door. Peace. I'm gone. 2, I believe in giving someone or a company a second chance to right a wrong. Many of us that are persons of color love your product as much as the next person. As I've said in my video, if we are not your target audience, then the message was loud and clear. Honestly, I'm praying that this is a mere oversight and persons of color are included in the future. When I decide to support a company, I look at the target audience, from clothes, shoes, makeup, and now pens, planners, and sticker shops. If I do not see diversity, I pass on the company despite how much I may want or like their products. I truly believe that having a diverse audience will help the company grow. No, I'm not asking that you send me product. And no, I'm not asking for a token either. And I'll explain the connotation or the historical context of the term token for those of you who do not know or want me to explain. And I asked them to please understand the historical context of the term token. I am asking to diversify your campaigns. If you have requirements, I understand, like if you have to have so many followers or this, that, and the third. But there are many creators of color that deserve a chance. I believe in Esterbrook and your products. Many of us, people of color, spend our hard-earned money and create content, and we are not recognized. I love this community. It gives me peace, joy, and comfort when I'm having a bad day, feeling overwhelmed, or just want to write my problems away. I truly hope you understand the context and connotation of my letter. This letter is out of love for my community and a hobby that I truly enjoy. That was my letter to Esterbrook. Instead of just making the video and not tagging them, I decided to really write from my heart. And as I told someone else, I had been sitting on it for a while and I wasn't going to say anything, but I could not shake the feeling. I couldn't. It would not let me go. And the more I saw the campaigns come across my feed on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, even Facebook. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all hear noise in the background, that's my husband fussing at my kids. I mean, as I kept seeing it, no one that looked like M. Sean Plans, or I'm sorry, y'all, my name is Monica, by the way. No one that looked like me was given a PR package. I know of a young lady, and I'm sure it was well deserved because she makes amazing content. Jumped on the scene earlier this year. And all of a sudden she's doing ads for Esterbrook. As opposed to me or some other individuals of color have been supporting Esterbrook for years. If you go back, I re-uploaded the Esty Cola video because they re-released it. You know, I don't know if it was the music that I used. It wasn't bright enough. It wasn't aesthetic enough. And that's what I attributed it to until that young lady, again, nothing against her, because one, she makes awesome content. It is what it is. I'm not hating. I'm not bashing her. She does it well. But she jumped on the scene earlier this year and she's doing paid ads for Esterbrook. Well, how do you know she's doing paid ads? Because when I scroll on my feed, there's an ad for Esterbrook that says paid content or paid partnership. And you know, when you get a PR package and you are doing like sponsored content, you have to put that in the caption. So everybody that just got this past release, or the past two, the Moomin and the Sakura, I promise you, if you go down in their caption, it says this was gifted by Esterbrook. It says that. And this young lady that jumped on the scene, gifted by Esterbrook, not gifted by Atlas, not gifted by such and such shop. That caption says gifted by Esterbrook. That's like IPR for Yafa Brands. So when I put out a pen or ink that I am doing content for, gifted by Yafa Brands, or gifted by Conklin, or gifted by Monteverdi. Okay? So you know who's getting the PR packages. You know. And it was the same thing when I was in the makeup community. The same thing. Companies would come out with makeup shades. And although it's dark right here, let me see if y'all finna see my messy bedroom. But I consider myself a pretty light-skinned girl. They weren't even making shades for me, y'all. And for lack of a better term, it pissed a lot of us off. So now, those of us who are spending $200, $300, $400 on these pens, and I don't see anybody that look like me, even getting the opportunity to say, hey, listen, we want to work with you, or we want to give you an opportunity. Excuse me? Okay. I'll just save another $200, $300 and not buy one of your pens or two of your pens, and I will go and buy the Pelican 1000 that I have been eyeing for 2 years. Or the Scribo Laudata that I really, really want, that I've been planning to buy for my birthday for 3 years. Hell, a Mont Blanc. I may have to save up for. But guess what? If that's what you want, my coins will go elsewhere. So that was my letter to Esterbrook. It was from my heart. And even in the very first line, I was pouring out my feelings. I wouldn't recommend the M1000. It writes too wet. You know, I did notice that. I watched Karina Loves to Plan and she writes with it. And I'm like, ooh, that's a lot of ink that's coming out of there. But that's another story for another day. We'll talk about that later. But in the opening of my letter, it pains me to send this because you are one of my favorite brands. Esterbrook and Twisby I have the most of. Lamy is third. Esterbrook, Twisby, Lamy. In that order. Well, I'm sorry. Twisby, Esterbrook, Lamy. Get that bird. I'm gonna get that bird. I'm eyeing the M800. I really am. I think I'm gonna stop at 800 because that 1000, it is huge. That nib is gigantic. Good God. But yes, I was literally pouring out my heart to Esterbrook. So when I got the email this morning, I was like, okay. They got back to me. Again, I know they're at the DC Pen Show. So okay, Monday. I get it. I promise you I get it. I'm a social worker by trade. Working on a master's degree in social work. So yeah, I get that they were busy. What to me, mama? For those of you who have not seen my grandbaby, this is my grandbaby. She's on the live with me today. But when they sent me the email this morning, I was like, okay, cool. They really, and that's just when I just saw the email come through. My first thoughts were, okay, cool. So they really, really are trying to care about what I'm saying. Wait a minute, mama. What the matter? Okay, you feel better? Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. So when I got the email at 7:43 this morning from Brett Braley Payco, hopefully I'm saying his name right. I don't like saying people's names wrong because I don't want anybody to say mine wrong. I was thinking, okay, well, maybe they're really they're going to address the issue, or address what's been going on. And, they really care. Well, let's listen to this message real quick. Dear LaMonica, that's my real name. That's my government. I'm Brett over at Esterbrook, the Director of Marketing and Communications. First, I'm sorry for the slight delay in responding to you. I am at the DC Pen Show and wanted to make sure I had time to properly sit and reflect on your message. Again, I wasn't expecting anything till Monday. Okay. Point. Before anything else, I want to say thank you so much for writing to us about this concern. We know it's not always easy to raise something like this with a brand you care about, and we really appreciate the thought that went into your message and that you came directly to us to give us a chance to address it. Okay, so you read my letter. Cool. I did want to clarify one part of what you mentioned. Esterbrook has worked with more than 100 creators, including many creators of color and people from a wide range of backgrounds. Put a pin right there, okay? We have always tried to champion different voices within the pen community, and diversity has long been an important part of Esterbrook. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find it. I'm going to have to go back. Okay, here we go. For our most recent Sakura Street campaign, we did not send any gifted pens. Instead, we worked with a group of photographers ahead of the launch to create the marketing imagery for the collection. We also no longer have an affiliate program and are focusing on building more organic relationships with creators across different audiences, sizes, backgrounds, and perspectives. Put another pin right there because we're going to come back to that statement. At the same time, if that representation has not been made clear in some of our recent launches, we understand why you would raise it. We appreciate you sharing how those campaigns came across to you, and we will absolutely keep that perspective in mind as we plan for future partnerships and launches. Elevating creators of color is important to us. And if that has not been visible lately, we do take that to heart and will be discussing this as a team moving forward. Christy. I'm sorry. And last but not least, while we try to do our best to work with a wide range of creators, there may be some accounts that haven't previously been on our radar. If you think there's anyone we should be reaching out to or following, we would love to know. That's the third pin we're going to discuss in just a second. Again, we take this very seriously and want to broaden our outreach and continue to connect with our community and every person within it. Thank you again for reaching out directly and giving us a chance to respond. We truly appreciate it. Brett F. Braley Palico. Again, hopefully I'm saying his name right because I wouldn't want anyone to mispronounce my name. All right. So let's go back to those pins I asked y'all to put in the message real quick. Yes. Hold on just 1 second, y'all. My son just busted up in my... Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm seeing the message at 7:43, maybe 7:45 this morning. I'm thinking, okay, so they really read my message and they really are thinking about what I said, as anybody would, because they addressed the issues that I addressed, right? They talked about, well, we're going to do better at diversifying. We no longer have an affiliate program, right? Okay, so let's go to... Hold on, mamas. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. So I was excited. I was like, okay, cool. Big up, Brett. Especially while you're at the DC Pen Show, because I know that is a big pen show. So. Exactly, Crafty Maximus. We're going to get there, girl. We're going to get there. Okay. Esterbrook has worked with more than 100 creators, including creators of color and people from a wide range of backgrounds. Let's be real, y'all. A lot of us have never put our face on camera. So if someone of Hispanic descent, Spanish descent, yes, Hispanic and Spanish are I consider them different because one is South America, the other was in Spain. Let's see. Middle Eastern in some cases, Asian, Mexican American, Latin American, Caucasian, some mixed races. My oldest daughter is of mixed race, but if you saw her hand, you wouldn't know her mama was black. If you look at our hands, because that's what we're showing 89% of the time in our videos and in our reels. How do I know you're of a different race? Please tell me, how do I know? What is no one has a clue for 300, Alex? Because I'm not sitting there looking at your hands going, I wonder if this girl is mixed. Or I wonder if she's Asian. I wonder if she's this. Or is she really a POC? Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Okay. So, if you're just looking, okay, it's obvious. I'm of some type of African descent. Very least got a tan. I could be African. Yeah. Hold on. What Tamida? You tired? Is you tired? Huh? Yeah. Queenie got you. My name's not Grandma, it's Queenie. So, looking at our hands, besides people that look like me, can you tell if they're a POC? Because let's face it, there are some white creators that get a tan. I know a lot of them. Okay. So just by hand alone, you can't tell. We can try to see who's POC by the voice, but that doesn't always work. Right? Let's take, for example, oh God, I just saw her name in my chat just a few seconds ago. Dang it, she's from Germany. But when I first heard her, I ain't gonna lie, I thought she was Russian. I'm not that familiar with dialect, but she's German, right? Okay. So I was completely wrong. So you know what they say when you assume, right? Okay. So, and my understanding also is that those who live in Asian countries, some of them did get the PR package. It was from an Asian affiliate, right? That is my understanding. I don't know that to be 100% true, but that's just what I was told today. And I'm like, okay, so if that's the case, what are y'all doing over here in the United States and Canada? Yes, Simone. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Like I said, I thought she was Russian because I'm listening to her accent. And of course, there were certain things she was saying until she actually said she was German. Right? I didn't know. And let's face it, there are some white Americans who have Hispanic last names because one, they're either married to they're married to someone of Hispanic descent, or what they call in Louisiana, passe blanc, white passing. Julie Plans, girl, you know I love you. Julie, I love you down. You know it. But if you didn't know Julie, you would think Julie was white. No, she's not. But to look at Julie, just to see Julie on the street, you would think Julie was a white woman. Again, Julie know I love her. I love Julie down. That girl is funny, and I love her for it. She's authentically herself, and I love it. What are you looking at? Say, Sue, Queenie. Say, you making too much noise. Making too much noise, Queenie. Say, but I love you. Yeah, that's a big yawn. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Again, if you didn't know Julie from a can of paint, you would think Julie was a white woman. So to say that you're working with POC, okay, hold on. Yeah, you want to get on Queenie's shoulder? Yeah, okay, there you go. That's what you want. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You feel better? You feel better? So, you would think Julie was a white woman, right? But Julie makes it known that she is. And to this defense, I'll give it to him. Okay. But what about those who look like me, Esterbrook? What about those who look like me? We create content just as well as the next person. Again, if you're just looking at my hands, you can tell I'm black. At the very least, I'm black. Now, my ethnicity, you probably didn't know. You know, I code switch. People are like, you from Alabama? Mm-hmm. South Alabama at that. Because I code switch. Okay, let's get to the second pen. Let me explain the term token real quick. I asked them, I said, and no, I'm not asking for a token either. And I asked them, please understand the historical context regarding the term token. Okay. In our community, and I mean the black community, you never want to be the token or the experiment, the one they test on. So if a company, let's just say Esterbrook reached out to me and said, hey, we want to send you product, but they don't send anybody else POC or anybody else that looks like me, I'm the token. Just to kind of make them shut up, to make us shut up. I'm not being anybody's token. We don't want that. We don't want anybody. We don't want to be token for nothing. We're either going to be all in or all out. One just won't do. It's like back in the day when they had to meet those requirements in order to get grants, affirmative action grants. You had to have at least one black on your team. Right, Christy? Right. You had to have at least one black on your team or on your staff, or you would not get the grant, and they would just hire you to sharpen pencils or, to sweep the floor just to say they have that one black person in there on their staff so they can get that federal grant or whatever. We're not being anybody's token. No ma'am, no sir, no ham, no turkey, not on Christmas, Sunday, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, none of that. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, no. We're not being anybody's token. So don't just pick one, because I'm telling you, I'm not a pick me. You're not going to use me. You're not going to use anybody I know. I'm nobody's pick me. Okay. So, what was the other one? I'm sorry. I had to go back. Okay. So, let's go back to the Sakura campaign. The young lady that I mentioned, I could have sworn I seen her promote that campaign, but now it's nowhere on her social media. I know several who got that campaign, and at the bottom it says, gifted by Esterbrook. So why you feel the need to tell me that you work with photographers? I mean, somebody had to take the pictures, right? Right? Somebody had to take a picture. You had them professionally done, right? And what are people who work as professionals that take pictures? Photographers. That's a given. Duh. I mean, we're all photographers because we all take pictures. Exactly. Oh, hold on, mamas. Ari. Tiki. You tired of Queen and fussing? Yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, we know you had to take pictures for the campaign. That's a given. So why you feel the need to tell me that you work with photographers to create imagery and marketing? Duh. isn't that isn't that part of the strategy to get the hype up? I'm just saying. Right? Christy. Christy. Say what now, girl? Mm-hmm. Exactly. And see, now I'm getting country, so you know I'm mad. I'm not code switching anymore because I'm mad. Ooh, ooh. Y'all, hold on just 1 minute. Let me get on mama here. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Okay. But yeah. So let me ask you this. The Sakura Street campaign dropped week and a half ago? Everybody got their packages and promoting it. Oh, and don't get me wrong. It is a beautiful pen. Beautiful. Beautiful pen. I really wanted to... I really wanted to get the best friends because my daughter, she's 10. Her favorite colors are pink and purple. And I was going to gift her the pink pen and I was going to keep the purple one and we were going to do videos together. I just didn't get an opportunity to get it. But it was a beautiful pen. It was a beautiful collection. The stickers are beautiful. The fact that they're on washi paper are cute. The inks are gorgeous. Would love to write with them. So when did the affiliate program stop? And I'm going to be completely transparent. I've asked to be on their affiliate team. You know the response that I got? Thank you for being a lover of our product. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the answer that I got. So when did the affiliate marketing program stop? When I sent you the email? When did it stop? How are you now recruiting content creators? Okay. And what do you mean by organic relationships? I thought all relationships were organic, whether they were good or bad. Yes, very recently. What do you mean by organic? Please tell me. I thought all relationships were organic. My relationship with and I don't care, Yafa Brands is very organic. They are very, very nice. Very nice. Wow. Mandy Reeves in Journal said, I'm on another device checking out videos on YouTube. Thank you, Esterbrook, for sending me this. It was right up my alley 6 days ago. Wow. Wow. Okay. So when did the affiliate program end? Somebody please let me know. When did it end? This morning when I sent you this letter? Or last night? I want to know. I want to know. When did it end? When did it end? At the same time, if the representation has not been clear, you darn right it wasn't clear. It was crystal. Baby, the lights are so bright. I gotta wear shades. And my shades are in the car, so I can't put them on for effect, but you know. Yes, 10% code. Yes, ma'am. There are several on here that have a 10% code. And I must say, I am quite disappointed in one individual because I know they seen my post. I know they seen my story. And they have not said anything. Those who are not comfortable speaking out have DM'd me. And I completely get it because, like I said, this sat in my spirit for a while. This sat in my spirit for a while. And when I text my friends, like, I really want to say something. I want to say something. She was like, please do. Go ahead and say something. I was like, but I'm scared. But then I realized, and I was listening to another friend's live that has nothing to do with Fountain Pens Inc. It's pure political. And he said something to the effect of, if I'm not saying anything, I'm complicit in the behavior. I don't want to be complicit in anybody's behavior. I'm not condoning anybody's behavior. I'm not, listen, after this, I can't tell you what to do. Because I tell you what, I bought those pens. I'm still use them. I bought the Coffee Monsters Co. collab strictly because it was Coffee Monsters Co. I did. If you still want to support Esterbrook, hey, that's you. But I don't want anybody catching any flack for saying, well, I'm not going to support Esterbrook, or you're doing too, please don't come tell me I'm doing too much, because was in my spirit and this was what was led for me to talk about. Now, if you don't agree, there's that little thing, that little X in the corner. Bye. Because this is me. This is me. Okay. But back to the email. We appreciate you sharing how those campaigns came across to you. Well, okay, cool. And we absolutely keep that perspective in mind as we plan for future partnerships and launches. Action speaks louder than words. That's it, that's all. So we shall see. Elevating creators of color is important to us. How important? I need to know how important. Is it Target important? If you know, you know. Is it Target important? Or is it Costco important? Which side of the spectrum are you on? You on Target or you on Costco? How important is it? I need to know. I need to know. We do not take, let me see, and if that has not been visible recently, not at all, we do take that to heart, and we'll be discussing this as a team moving forward. Boy, I would love to be a fly on the wall when y'all have that discussion. I want to be a fly, a spider, and I hate spiders. A mosquito. I want to be like the old song says. Come on in the room. I want to be in the room when you have this discussion. I need to be there because I want to see the looks on your team's face. I want to see the reaction, the response. And I want to be a fly or a mosquito because I want your reactions and your responses to be authentically you. That is what I want. I want them to be authentic as possible. And last but not least, this is the part that ticked a lot of people off. Myself included. Because my husband was like, say what now? And last but not least, while we try to do our best to work with a wide range of creators, there might be some accounts that haven't previously been on our radar. If you think there's anyone we should be reaching out to or following, we would love to know. Are you going to pay me? That's what you pay people for. Why I need to do the work for free? That's what your team is for, correct? I will say 89% of the comments was addressing that fact and that fact alone. Why do they want you to do the work for them? Why? Please tell me why. Baby, I don't work for free. I've got 4 kids, 2 grandkids. I'm earning a master's degree and got one going to college on Wednesday. If you want me to do that, add me to the payroll. Point blank, period. That's it. That's all. I can't do it for you. Because those aren't organic relationships. If you disagree, let me know. Those relationships aren't organic. Those are, let me send something out to somebody so they can shut up about it. Nope, not doing it. That's what you're there for. That's what you have a team for. I could name about 100 creators, POC, Mexican Americans, Puerto Rican Americans, African Americans, Sub-Sahara. I could do all of that. Why should I? Please tell me why. Mandy said, another video, when I came home, I had this lovely package from Esterbrook. This video will be posted the day it launches. In their description, my Esterbrook code. Again, we take this very seriously. Esterbrook, we're going to see how seriously you take this. And want to broaden our outreach, do the work. And continue to connect with our community. You're right. You need to really, really connect to this community. Because this community is diverse. And we're not going anywhere. If you don't like it, and the words of my late grandmother, tough titty, said the kitty when the well went dry. Thank you again for reaching out directly and giving us the chance to respond. We truly appreciate it. That was their response today. And I know y'all think I'm done. Why they sent this response to someone else who DM'd them? This same response. So one is either AI generated or two, copy and paste. Oh, hey, two things can be true at the same time. AI generated and they copied and pasted it. They sent this same response to someone else in their DMs. There's an open invite for Esterbrook to join. There's an open invite for them to join this live. I promise you, if you go to the response that I posted on my Instagram, she posted it in my comments. She posted it in my comments. And I was like, wow. Okay. When I tell you, my DMs have been blowing up all day. I'm sitting at my father-in-law's induction. And I'm sitting here, he's been honored by this time already. Like, we've gotten to his, and, we've taken our pictures and stuff. And, of course, I'm reading my DMs in between each individual who's being honored. I just spent a ton of... Crafty maximalist, I'm so sorry. And, yes, this is a hobby. But this is a hobby we spend our money on. This is a hobby we spend our money on. And it is 2026. This is something that we shouldn't even be discussing, but unfortunately, we are here. We're here. And it's so disappointing that a company as huge as Esterbrook and as popular as Esterbrook would not think to themselves, hey, listen, have y'all noticed something lately about our campaigns? I mean, a light bulb didn't come up. Y'all remember those old school light bulbs when you get an idea, the light bulb come up? Bing! No, nothing like that happened to y'all over there? Seriously. Just 1 second, y'all. My son is leaving me Wednesday. Hold on just 1 second. I apologize, y'all. But yeah, I a light bulb didn't go off when y'all was planning this stuff. I know what it is. I know what it is. You only target those who have a certain amount of followers, right? No, they meet an aesthetic. I mean, I'll admit my lighting is bad. Where my desk sits, there's no window. I'm using artificial lighting. We're all in this process learning. I often look at corporate governance boards and think, this is a lot of white people. I'm just ashamed I did not notice the same in my hobbies. And I want to say there was a crafting company that faced the same issue a couple of years ago. They were holding like a contest or something, and everybody they picked was alabaster white. And they got called out on it. They had to go back and do the contest over and diversify, because all the black creators were like, we entered, our stuff is just as good as theirs. Why are not we being seen? So yeah, it was disappointing at best. It was very disappointing. So I gave Esterbrook an open invitation to come on this live to discuss. Maybe we could, have a dialogue about diversifying their team. From all of the pictures that I've seen from the pen shows, even their representation is either Asian or white. No knock against the Asian community, because I know that's where the majority of learning calligraphy comes from, fountain pens, all that good stuff. I promise you, my Asian brothers and sisters, I promise you, no hate against you. I promise. This was disappointing. Reality and scrapbooking world 20 years ago. So yes. And I don't see why companies do not understand that. And I'm going to just say it. Black people can be creative too. And see, this is the thing. We're creative. And a lot of companies steal our creativity and make it their own. And it becomes so popular, but they never give credit to the original creator. See what I'm saying? It happens all the time. Dance, country music was not invented by a white man. It wasn't. It's a formation of rhythm and blues. So yeah. Let's see, what does it say? That's the part of the issue. The big stuff goes to young white women, and the token bottles of ink go to black creators. I also believe Kenro is just the distributor, not owner of Ferris Wheel Press. I'm not sure about that either, but it's very disheartening, because I love journaling. I love fountain pens. I remember, like I said, I grew up in the countryside of deep Alabama. Okay. Where we grew up around turkeys, chickens, birds, all that stuff. They would drop, like we would find their feathers and we would pretend to be writing with quills. That's how far back I have had a love. And I didn't even realize it at that time until I started writing with fountain pens. I was like, oh, I remember writing with a feather. when I was a little girl. We would be, we would take, tear apart our ballpoint pens and dip them in ink and write with them. We did. That we literally did. I remember, and if anybody knows, when the insurance man came to your house and they would drop off those calendars, my granddaddy would get one for him. And because he knew I loved a calendar, he would get one for me. Hey, sign this policy, you get a free calendar. Back then, that was, hey, what? I got a free calendar? Heck yeah, and keep up with the days. And so it's deeply enrooted. It's deeply rooted in me. Let's see. Hey, Life with Tanisha. Let's see. But the question is, Esterbrook, are you really serious? Are you Target serious, or are you Costco serious about diversifying your PR team? And when did you dismantle your representative team or affiliate program? Are you revamping it? What are you doing? Because when you sent me that email, that was the first time ever. I didn't even know you guys had an affiliate program. Seriously. Because again, I've asked because I have a love for your products, and I got hit with the response. Thank you for being a fan of our products, or something to that effect. Okay. And no, this is not retaliation for that response. But again, when I saw the Moomin and the Sakura, something in my spirit wasn't right. And it was like, why am I still supporting a company who doesn't even give a rat's ass about Black creators? How do you know they don't give a rat's ass? Well, guess what? Do they highlight them? No. They may comment on some of our stuff, but how often are we highlighted? How often are we highlighted? Again, I will take what I was going to buy an Esterbrook with, save my money, buy a Pelican, buy a Scribo. Hell, buy a Leonardo. Get some more Conklins and Monteverdis. Mayora. Ojiva. You're not the only pen company. You are a good pen company. People love your product, but you're not the only one. Hell, I would rather support a handmade pen company. And again, I know you guys are at the DC Pen Show, and you just got finished with Yoseca Stationery Fest. But you found time to send out PR packages between those two times. You found time to send me this well-constructed robotic response. Postal fun facts. Did I miss something? So what exactly would make you happy by everything you're saying? I can see there's an underlying issue here that you're not willing to admit. What's the underlying issue? I even said in my email, no, I'm not asking you to send me anything. I'm asking you to diversify your PR campaign, because your buyers are diverse. If they don't ever send me anything, yay. And if they do, yay. I'm not begging. Yes, at one point I asked them and I got hit with a generic response, but my whole thing is, Where's the diversity? That's my point. And if you think I'm, jealous or whatever, you don't know me. You really don't know me. Yes, we don't get the same opportunities as everybody else. We have to be 1,000,000 times better. And even then, we are not good enough. Because somebody will find one little flaw and say, no. Hold on, y'all. Just 1 second. I'm back. Yes, do you salt? Diversity across the board. Diversity across the board. Again, where is it? Again, we as Black creators have to be 1,000,000 times better. And even then, they're going to find a flaw. They're going to find a flaw. You have to be twice as good to get half of what they have. Exactly. And see, I'm of a certain age, and I'm 47. I was born in the 70s, manifested in the 80s, product of the 90s, went through the 2000s. I have always been taught I have to be better, way better. I have to be on my P's and Q's at all times. All times. It's in the description box. If you look at the last couple of campaigns, they tell you gifted by Esterbrook. So I don't see the point of them telling me that they work with photographers. That's a given. Somebody had to take the pictures in order to in order to get the campaign out there. The pictures had to be approved, right? So, I'm just saying. Again, I gave an open invitation to Esterbrook to come join this live to have an open dialogue. I did not get a response to that. I'm live. They have yet to jump on to say, hey. Say what you say now, Sparkle. Say it louder for the people in the back. Ooh, girl. What a sermon we fixing to preach. No, we're not. We're not going to preach that sermon tonight. Whole meet and greet. Just jumped on the scene earlier this year. And I've had some big name creators reach out to me and say, big name white creators, and said, thank you. C. Monet have been in my comments defending me all day. Thank you. Thank you, C. Monet. Because you didn't have to. You could have stayed quiet. You could have stayed quiet. But I appreciate you because you didn't. Again, the individual you all are talking about in the comments, trust me, there's no hate towards her. Her content is fire. But she jumps on the scene earlier this year and you fly her out for your second stationery fest. When there have been Black creators creating content for years regarding your products. Yeah, I see where we stand. So now, again, take this information for what you will. I'm not telling you who to support, who not to support. I am going to keep an open mind to say, hey, let's see if anything changes. If not, I will do at least that much. And I'm not talking about a one-time change either. Consistent change. Consistent. No, I'm not going to do the work for you. Mandy, it hasn't, I've worried about it because I'm like, and I've told several people who jumped in my DMs to say, thank you for the work you're doing. And I've responded, I don't care about being canceled. I'm nobody. And they will say, and their response is, no, you're somebody. You're the person who spoke up. And I'm not trying to be anybody's token. I get it. I put myself out there by putting this statement out here. Ferris Wheel Press. FWP is Ferris Wheel Press. I opened myself up to this when I made the statement, where I made the initial video last week. I got asked the question on another platform, hey, why don't you just tag the company? So I decided, hey, why not? So we can all know. I'm not trying to be anybody's hero. I'm not trying to be any tokens company. I'm not. I'm better than that. I'm more than that. And I'm not trying to be anybody's pick me either. I just want equal opportunity. I come from a long line of activists. Right now I'm in the profession of being an activist for our elderly community. So if I can advocate for my elderly clients, I think I can advocate for this too. That's all I'm saying. That's all I got, y'all. Hopefully I can download this and upload it to my YouTube channel. I'm hoping and praying that I can. Can I do that? Let me see. Share. I don't know. I'm gonna try. If I can, I can. If not, I'm sorry. But my past experiences with Ferris Wheel Press have been great. I will say that thank you, Mandy. I will say that when I was on their affiliate team, I didn't keep up my end of the bargain because life got hectic. And I talked to my rep and they completely understood, and they left that door open for me to say, hey, if you want to come back, all you have to do is reapply. So my experience with Ferris Wheel Press has not been bad. And I will say, even contacting Esterbrook's customer service, I've never had any issues. Their customer service team is great. They sent me a pen with the wrong nib. They were like, oh, don't worry about it. Keep that nib. We'll send you another one out. And it was 2 days later, I had the pen. I had the nib in my mailbox. So their customer service team is great. I just wish it would carry over to the PR team. So, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Amazing Plans. No, it's not going to ruin my week. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to post content. I'm still going to post on my YouTube channel. Matter of fact, when I get done here, I'm going to go get my kids ready for bed because they have school tomorrow. And I'm going to try to film a couple of videos. But thank you all for your time, your ear. I was only going to be here for an hour, but I ran over about 14 minutes. USA is a diverse place, and Esterbrook positions itself as a USA company despite most of their items being made in China, which is ironic. The US is a very diverse place that has to be represented. Very much true. Very much true. Thank you for opening up this conversation that hopefully reaches more people. I hope so too. I really do, because I love this community. I love you too, Tiffany. Hey, girl. Because there's a lot of us out here, and all we want is to be seen and to be heard. So, yeah. But thank you all for your time. I greatly appreciate it very, very much. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your support over the last week and a half, especially the last couple of days. To Esterbrook, the door is open if you want to have this conversation. I'm open to the conversation, to the dialogue. And most of all, people want to know where you truly stand with this. So yeah, but thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And as I say in my videos, in the meantime, in between time, you guys be safe, be blessed, and have a wonderful night. Bye.